up to the table there, that microphone will pick you up. You think they jumped the yellow already? Yeah.
Good afternoon, commissioners.
Good afternoon, sir.
Chairman Campaign Administrative Lodges. My name is Jerry Whitty. I'm from the Loudoun County YMCA Advisory Board. And I'm also the chairman of the Together program, which is our signature initiative for social responsibility through volunteerism and partnership. At its core, Together is about bringing people together to serve the communities, ensuring that we uplift those in need, while strengthening the bonds that make it stronger as a society. We are more than a swimming gym at the YMCA. This past year, we have made significant strides in addressing critical issues in our community. We had a literacy support for children. We recognize the need to help children from BPK to fifth grade. We're not meeting grade level expectations. By partnering with the Florida Literacy Program, we provided resources and support to help children build a stronger education foundation. Each child that came in, we served them lunch, and we did a reading for them, and they get books each and every month. Also, we're fighting food insecurity. Hunger should never be an obstacle to success. That's why we teamed with People of the People at Kendrick Kinney, Executive Director for a food drive. I said this raised a ton of food, literally a ton of food. People thought I was crazy. We ended up raising close to 2,300 pounds of food. Support seniors and low-income families. Spreading holiday joy. The holiday season should be a time of joy for all families, and thanks to our collaboration with the Frederick Kelly Lodge, under leadership of Walter Moore, Michael Maynard, and Kojak Burnett, we were able to distribute 700 toys to children. Also, in addition, our executive director, Kid Rival, secured 17 bicycles, ensuring that families in South Prince Village experience the joy of the season. Also, through all these events, we recognize veterans. My father was a Korean War vet, and my grandfather was World War II veteran in the European theater. As we step into 25, we remain committed to expanding our impact. Our first event of this year will be the Cass Circle Sidewalk Festival in partnership with Heidi Alvarez, the Community Development Specialist for Hernando County Housing and Support Services. Kendrick Kinney once again, with over 25 vendors already committed today. This event will help uplift and empower the Cass Circle community, bring together to celebrate and support one another. This will be on February 22nd from 11 to 2 at Cass Circle. I invite each of you to be a part of this movement as we approach President's Day weekend, and we are designated as a day of unity. It's a time to reach out to our communities, our networks, and our constituents to join us in service. Our closing, whether through volunteering, spreading the word, or providing support, we can all contribute to making a difference. And I believe that we all should meet people where they are, because if you treat people as they are, they will stay as they are. But if you treat them as they could be and ought to be, they will become as such. So thank you, and let's continue this journey together.
Thank you, sir. Commissioner Camper. Okay, all right, good. So we'll go back to board versus.
You might as well talk about World War II because you might as well talk about World War II because none of us were there either.
Okay, moving on, Mr. Whitted, thank you, sir, for coming. I'm involved somewhat. I know that just trying to help out and try to facilitate some things. I do have an ask. Working with the community service and Health and Human Services. Yes. Would be this team member. I can't remember. 80. Hi. Okay. There was a request, and I actually, what I'd like to do is get in contact with the residents around the Cass Circle area. If we can notify them either by mail, send them a flyer to this particular event that's happening, so that they're aware of it outside of just the regular channels of social media and those types of things. So if I can get, and I'm happy to do the mailing, but if I could get a list of the citizens that live in, I don't know, a mile, 2 mile radius, around Cass Circle, then I can get that list out and mail out.
I think CRA has them, because they have to be alerted.
Yeah, I think it's pretty easy to get.
Bound via the CRA, we have all that information.
Yeah, right. And then if we just
We
get
can
some
do mailings
flyers,
for that.
I guess we'll get some flyers from you, we'll use my folding machines and we'll be good to go.
The county,
Yeah,
the county do it, or you wanna do it? The county do
I don't think taxpayers need to pay for it, other than.
it? It is a CRA that we are, it is project, but
Well,
we are,
that's
it's
a
part of our
If
project,
the
but
board
it's up
wants
to
to do
you.
that, or talk
What is
about.
it you're gonna help fund?
So what we're gonna do is we're gonna let the community that's in the CRA know that this event is happening,
Okay.
to come out and try to, what the problem is.
So what are you gonna pay for it though? What are you asking? Okay, I'll help you with that.
Okay, perfect, perfect. You know, all we need is postage, we'll have the mail.
Actually, I've got a bunch of stamps.
Perfect.
I got like
Say forever
bunch of
stamps?
rolls forever, yeah.
They're forever
You
stamps,
know,
okay.
here's the trick, guys. If you want forever stamps cheap, buy them on eBay. Get them like half price. Half price, serious. eBay.
Hopefully they're
Hopefully they're
from China.
Well, I hope so.
I can't speak to it real quick in regards to the YMCA and the Togetherhood group. It was a very unique experience for me to attend that meeting a week or two ago. And the reason being is just the collective environment of the people, the leaders that are involved in that group it's a diverse group. They're leaders within the community. And it was refreshing to see that level of not only the amount of people that were there, but the contributions of those individuals as well. A lot of times you get a big group like that together and there's maybe a handful of people that are actually doing something. This entire organization is doing something. So kudos to you and your group, sir, and keep fighting the good fight. Appreciate you. Anyway,
Yes,
Mr.
I just wanted to be Mr. Whitted to know that unfortunately I have a commitment on that date for Hernando Heritage Day. It's the same day and same time. And so I have to be there. I committed to like have like a pie bake off or something like that. So I'm trying to lose weight before it. I believe that there's another event in the afternoon as well on that day that, is one of you going to that one?
Yeah, there's something in the afternoon.
Okay.
I forget what it is. I'll tell you. I'm gonna try and go to the castle.
Okay, because I think there's also the Black History Month maybe. Is that dinner that night? Anyway, there's a lot of things going on that day, so please don't be offended that I won't be able to be there because I have committed a couple weeks already ago to do this one, and it's at the same. I have to be out in Brooksville before 12. I was told.
Yeah, Black History Month dinner.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mr.
Rogers, yeah.
I just want to say real quickly, so Cass Circle, I appreciate this Together project coming forward, but board, you understand a couple of years ago, Cass Circle has been around a long time. A couple of years ago, you made a movement forward in the CRAs to help develop these areas and provide economic intrusion. You added a staff member that's really in charge of operating these CRAs and moving them forward. And I believe the board's investment in here is leading to greatness of the community and now coming forward this Togetherhood project and leading. And then I want to thank the YMCA. One donation of lights, I'm going to say that publicly, of their lights from their field as they're redeveloping their property over there. The T-ball lights for the Anderson Snow Park came from the YMCA. And also recently, the Boys and Girls Club had to stop operating in the county for after school programs, before school programs, very valuable for working families to be able to get kids there beforehand and stay at work. And a lot of our county employees and parents go there. The YMCA stepped up and then took over all those before and after school things with the school board and partnering with the school. I think the school hired some temporary people, then the YMCA came back and took it over. So I appreciate the YMCA really investing and being a partner in the community and solving some needs that we don't have to do. But thank you, Jared, for your leadership in YMCA.
So one of the things that's frustrating in regards to this particular CRA is that the majority of the district is private business and private commercial development. That particular landowner is not involved in any type of communication. It's very difficult to work with, to try to get in touch with, to have events and
to do. But thank you, Jared, for your leadership in YMCA.
So one of the things that's frustrating in regards to this particular CRA is that the majority of the district is private business and private, commercial development. That particular landowner is not involved in any type of communication. Very difficult to work with, to try to get in touch with that.
Okay.
And those types of things. And I don't know if this is for Mr. Jobin, but, you know, if we do this and we're investing, taxpayer money into these CRAs, when we develop that, shouldn't it be something, in response that there has to be communication with the businesses that are around that, or they have to be involved in somewhat for this redistribution of taxpayer funds?
Well, can I respond to this? Because this is something that Steve and I were on. Steve and I, in the very beginning of this CRA, were very anti this CRA, and it was for that specific purpose, because we said we are not gonna take taxpayers' dollars to help improve a basically a neglectful land property owner.
Right.
And so that's how this got about, where we got people helping people, and these other groups all got together and started making it citizen driven and trying to get other. And then we said we'll be willing to do the things that are normal county stuff, like improving crosswalks and those types and signage, and we're willing to get into those things, but we were not willing to divert tax dollars to improve a neglectful landlord's property.
Well, so the thing that is frustrating in that particular aspect is that everything that's happening around that is benefiting them.
Yeah.
Right? Because so we're still doing it in a way.
We are, and it's frustrating, and just people, I think everybody involved in that CRA knows who isn't involved and who's benefiting from it, and hopefully they steer business to different places.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you,
Sir, can I comment on that?
Yes, sir.
I applaud everything that the citizens are doing, and that's why I volunteered to help you with some of that. But I agree with John Malaco on well, first off, that we won't spend money, taxpayer money on private property, especially for business, for profit, corporation. That's what they are, that own this property. But there's another question to this: is it viable? And it's a bunch of business people up here. You buy businesses and sell them, right? You sell real estate. I've been involved in a little bit of everything. You've owned businesses. You're involved in finance. Would you invest your money in those commercial properties over there up Spring Hill Drive, with knowing what's on 19 and 1 on 50? And I would bet you the answer would be 80-90% no, you would not. You would not invest in that because it's not viable. So there's a question on whether we should have a CRA at all, over there. That's something we can talk about later on. I'd much South Brooksville, that's a great CRA. We got to work on that. That's helping families and homes and neighborhoods that are there. And I understand the CRA over in Cat Circle is a neighborhood too. I get that, but it's mostly the blight is the commercial property, not the residents. I'm sure there is some exceptions to that. But why would we haven't really funded it either. So have we put any money into it? Not really. There hasn't been a lot of money into it, primarily because we objected to it and said, well, if the citizens come forward and the businesses come forward, it's beautifying the area, it's making it better. Okay, we'll do that.
Is there an opportunity to redistrict that CRA?
Not today.
Not today, but
No, you could bring it back. It's an ordinance like any other.
okay. All right. Thank you.
May I follow up? Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that the county responsibility in this is the CRA was mostly designed to get the community involvement in it, right? And that's what they're doing. And now the county should be doing the things that they can do to help improve signage, improve the roadways in that area, maybe lighting, safer crosswalks, because there's a captive audience right across the street. If they can safely get across Spring Hill Drive, they might use some of those businesses, right? And so, and the other thing is the safety component, right? Part of the reason why a lot of people weren't going over there to do stuff, because there's some original businesses that are over there. There's a methadone clinic that's over there. Right? Is it still there? Okay. And so for a while there was, people were a little concerned about who was hanging out in some of those situations, and that was problematic initially. But I think by the community and YMCA and these other organizations getting involved and bringing attention to that area, it's what happens when you shine a flashlight in the dark, right? The cockroaches scatter. If we can do things in that Cass Circle area that are government responsibility, I think a lot of that problem, it's not gonna be a good place for them to hang out, and those businesses can thrive, and then the people who live around it can have a safer environment, and those property values will improve over time. Because you're gonna see that recycle. We talked about how expensive it is to own property now. Well, you know what? One of the first properties that, start turning over in old communities are the original ones, and those are some of those ones along Spring Hill Drive, and I wouldn't wanna live along Spring Hill Drive, you probably wouldn't want to, but if you came from a city, it's not a big deal. They get nervous if they don't hear cars. So,
Yeah, thank you. Commissioner Ramsey? I would just say in that area, Cass Circle, there's a lot of people on like the YMCA, people helping people, that are doing a great job for the community. Some of the blight and things we see, I mean, the large, landlord that owns that property, they're out of town, they're not here local, and the businesses that do business there and rent from them are afraid that, hey, if we spruce the place up a little bit, they're gonna jack our rent up, and we're already here because we're trying to find more affordable rent to do business. And I get it, they're a landlord trying to make money, I'm pro-business myself, but there's a balancing act, because they have a property that is, it's littered with trash, it's in disrepair half the time. To benefit the community as well, there could be a lot of code violations going on there too.
go ahead,
So,
send them out.
Maybe that could be is that your district? I think it is, right? It's pretty close.
I don't know.
I think that's pretty much yours. I don't know, you have to look at that too, but.
Yeah, it is.
That's good. That could be your project, like we're from the road.
Hey, you're Deltona to 19.
All right, any further comment on that? All right. Board staff responses, back to, Commissioner comment.